Good afternoon, my friends. This is the 24th conversation under the auspice of this whole idea of, for years we called it wealth building, and that's kind of a boring name. I think the minute you start talking about people in the salon working towards becoming behind the chair millionaires, that gets people excited. And sometimes we'll call them the better or best or secret practices of millionaire stylists. And DJ Williams is one of those people that he walks the talk. He's very passionate. He really wants to continue to make a difference in the industry. And I think that he's doing that in a number of ways. And one of them is to show what's possible when you are as mindful of your people that work for the brand and in the brand and with the brand as anything else. So I want you to really have your ultrasound hearing aids on. Growing behind the chair millionaires for a living and doing here for fun. Summit, I think Summit's original is growing people for a living and doing here for fun. And DJ does that. But in addition to that, it's one of those, wait, there's more. I'm growing my people, but I want to make darn sure that after, a 15, 20, 25 year ride with me, that they have a 7-figure net worth, and the majority of it is money inside of their 401k. That's what makes this conversation sacred, I think. So, he's been in the game, well into a 7-figure salon, probably trending to do $2 million this year. It's interesting. In 2021, he comes in at 1.65 with 7 people less than he had before COVID. So he just continues to grow his deal. Now, as you can see, he probably represents himself about 30%, maybe 35% of the biz. In 2019 with 4 associates, he does $550,000. In 2021 with 3. So you can see he's growing his people. He's at 560. And here's the biggie. He's at a 401k that he did 20 years ago. So if you said to me, Michael, first of all, how many salons have 401ks? Never mind, they launched them, 5 years ago, never mind 20. This guy does it 20 years ago, and total accumulation in or around $6 million. And that, so his people are very, very vested, if you will. And he makes a demonstration of a 3% match. And those of you that understand what that conversation means, it's a demonstration of his commitment to his people. His timeline, in essence, graduates hair school in 88, starts his career in 89, starts the salon in 92. And he came to his first summit in or around 2014. Refers to Randy Kunkel as, like the Godfather, right? And in 2022, actually, this should be 2020-ish, he starts his 401k. So he is very much invested in the game. I'm sure the people that are watching this interview are going to want to reach out to him and with any kind of follow-up questions or comments. His Instagram handle is DJ Williams 0120. I think if you probably just key in DJ Williams, you'll find him. And then the salon is dj.n.company. So stay close to this guy. I would if I was you. I've been to his salon a handful of times to do some training over the years, and he, like I said, his ship is tight. So he's in my green room now. I'm going to go and get him. I'm going to get him talking a little bit about his story, and then we're going to see if I can get him to share some of his secret sauce, and you're going to make him feel welcome, you guys. Hi, DJ.
Hey, man. It's so good to see you and be a part of this. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thanks for coming on. I know you had a lot of things cooking, and you said you wanted to make sure that the Wi-Fi wasn't going to sabotage us, so you hurried up home, brought your kid with you to make sure you could get online. I think you just got a new laptop, so good to have you this afternoon.
Yeah, likewise, man. I'm so blessed to be here and honored. Absolutely. Huge.
Well, we always, I was telling you before, we always love to start with the story because there's many a salon owner and hairdressers that can find ourselves in part of all of another person's story, and it just kind of validates. So give us the treetop flyover of your story as to who you are and how you got into the business and how you got from being in the business to where you are now.
Sure. I'll try to give you the short of the long. I was one of those people that just always kind of knew that I wanted to do hair. I was fascinated by it. A little back history, I did some runway way back when, and I was more fascinated with what actually went on behind the scenes of being a model. So there were hairdressers in the back taking care of us, which then led me to interest in cosmetology school. That was 33, 34 years ago now. I've lost count. 88, I think you had it up there, and you were correct. That then led into trying to find the right fit in a salon. And what I kept finding was the management wasn't there. They might be busy, they might be successful from the facade, but there wasn't any team building or culture or management. So I tried twice. And then in 1992, just decided to take the plunge at 23 years old and start DJing company, which was now 30 years ago. And that's a whole nother story of how we got to where we are now. So I don't know how far you want me to go with this segment.
Well, no, but I put on the slide because I've been, you and I have been friends for a number of years, and you've been this you just, I think it was the day before yesterday, got for the, what was it, 21st time, this award in this magazine that's in your marketplace. So you've really done a brilliant job at branding the salon and yourself and your community as being, creme de la creme, or in my speak, I'd call it the top 1%.
And thank you for bringing us to that point, because early in my career, I went after the clientele that would appreciate what I'm putting into, back when I was just a stylist, what I was putting into myself education wise. Now it's what we are putting into our education, so that we are appreciated. We attract the right clientele for that, which then puts us in a position to continue to build, to continue to increase our prices, to continue to bring in the best educators. And I would love to go down that list at some point today, because they are all fabulous people. And for other salon owners, I would highly recommend, because they were huge building tools for me to get the salon to where it is today, 30 years later. Every single one of them, you included, we've hosted you. I've lost count how many times we've hosted you. And I took my staff to see you in Charlotte the first time, when you did something there. And I don't remember what year that was. Billy Ray was there. And you also encouraged me to then become part of the summit. You and Christy Valenzuela, and I never get her last name right, please forgive me. And so many other countless people, but we'll get to that at some point. But I never quit looking ahead. I'm very present as a stylist still behind the chair, but I get just as much, if not more, enjoyment of watching my team grow and seeing the clients' expectations fulfilled.
Yeah.
That's probably, don't want to jump the gun, but probably a very huge part of our culture is the experience, and our culture being healthy and coming to work into an enjoyable atmosphere.
Yeah, I remember.
Very energetic.
I remember being, the last few times I was at, we actually, a lot of the training happens right in your
Yes.
salon, and where your station is. I mean, you represent 30% of the sales, but you are at the epicenter where people, you just need to turn and you can see people.
Yes.
So when you say you're very present, I don't have to look far to, I don't have to ask myself, gee, what's he mean by that? That you're really front and center, making sure that your guests and your people, their experience is meaningful and enriching. So it's been real inspiring to watch that unfold over the years.
Yeah. It's I designed, this was my dream salon, our dream salon, because I actually had staff that's still with me help design it, because I wanted a female's perspective of what works, and my perspective of what works. When we built this place, we were at this location originally 27 years ago, leased before that, purchased an old building, built the new building, but this was by design. And it was so that we could see what was going on throughout the entire room, it's team culture. Everybody helps everyone. And like you said, I can see everything that's going on. It's not so much about control. It's about body language and making sure that we're meeting people's needs. Right. And again, the word experience, not to overuse the word, but the layout was very on purpose. And I got several ideas from Rec and Club Fifth Avenue in New York, because I've taken my staff there several times. And just visiting Summit salons down in Tampa whenever we went, I got other ideas of how we could update. And we're actually working on some updating now, and we can get into that whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
And purchasing adjacent land for more parking, and you always looking ahead of. I actually try real hard to listen to all of our clientele. If you listen to the need and the want and the desire of the client, that's now a niche or niche. And if you can carve it first, you've got it, right? And now you've expanded your services and created more revenue for your team. And I'll even bring in, we did a kickoff meeting the other day, which we do every January. And I'm like, guys, bring ideas. Are there services we're not doing that you're hearing that the clients want? Let's get you trained in it and certified. And I try to get everybody certified in something a little different. I don't want a bunch of DJs running around. In fact, I don't. I purposely try to hire people that bring something totally different to the table so that we have something for everybody. And as you well know, we're a level system salon, taught from the Summit, which y'all actually told me, Randy told me you were already Summit before you were Summit.
Yeah.
But what I didn't understand is I needed to kind of really organize it. That's why I joined the Summit. I kind of needed help with that. And we were trying to bust through that first $1 million glass ceiling that we kept bumping our head against.
Yeah.
And y'all helped us do that. And huge shout out to Randy for that.
Yeah.
So,
well,
and the whole team.
Over the years, as we've gotten to know each other, and, I mean, I can underscore various milestones that you've pioneered, you've innovated them. And you and I were chatting about you coming on and having the conversation this afternoon. And all of a sudden, I started inquiring about something. I don't know why. I just didn't inquire about it before, about just 401k. And the little bit you told me about it, I went, whoa, 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 whoa. We've never chatted about that before. And, what? You started it 20 years ago. What? You've got, a few $1 million in it. What? You do a 3% match. I mean, I'm getting just goosebumps now talking about it, because I know what that means for your people. I've watched you grow and leverage, your property from the salon and along with some other investments. But this 401k is, so I want to make sure that, and you, as I was poking around in your life, I went, gee, I'm making him aware of this. He goes, yeah, we do. Talk about that from your perspective, and what that means to your people.
Okay, so early on, actually we were planning the new shopping center, developing the new salon, but we were still in the old building. And I already had some great people on board. Several of those are still with me. And they're just, I have an amazing staff. I love them to death. They're family. And I wanted to do something for all of us. And we were all pretty young then. And it was like, okay, so I met with my financial advisor and I said, what can we do to start a retirement program for my team and I, instead of just myself? And we began it. And as I coach, and I don't get to do it at every 30 days like I want to, but my staff, we're pretty regularly trying to coach one-on-one, monthly. And sometimes I'll even coach them with their associates if they're an educator. And what I also do early on in their career is I highly suggest that I don't enforce it, you can't, but I highly suggest that they join our 401k, because it's a 3% raise immediately. Boom.
Immediately.
And the more you make, the more I have to put in it. So it's like a win-win. And the company wins, their retirement grows, but I educate them. You can't touch the money till you're 59 and a half. I go over all the rules with them. I also tell them to meet with the financial advisor, not me, so that they pick their stocks, their bonds, or whatever, their likes. It has nothing to do with me. Once that money's in there, it's theirs. Yeah. And so I educate them, and some of them know just as much, if not more than I do. And I love that. And I tell them to read everything they can get their hands on, but some of them don't know anything about it, just like I had to learn the hard way. And so what I have found is sometimes we're not even talking about hair when I'm coaching my staff early on. I want to go down the path of, let's work on getting you making good money so that you can save more, live a better life, buy a house, pay it off as soon as possible, pay off your car as soon as possible, save for vacation. We actually, after you've been with us 5 years, we do you get up to 2 weeks paid vacation. And in addition to the 401k. And then I pay for all the education and all the supplies. And we only use, Sanvia scissors, Sanvia blow dryers. I pay for every single educator that comes through. And we try to do 2 big educators a year. And that's a lot of information right there. But I never want to quit. I get so much out of seeing everybody just stay excited. And let's admit it, it's hard to stay excited in a career after 30 years or 20 years. And if it's mismanaged, it's hard to stay excited after 6 months.
Right.
Agreed?
Oh, absolutely. Now, before as I was listening, what came up in me, and I didn't tell you I was going to ask you this because it didn't occur to me until about 5 seconds ago. I would love to, in addition to having you back for an encore, I would love getting your 1 or 2 of your people that you would say, listen, this person or that person are poster children. They're exemplifying
Absolutely.
not only in growing their income, taking advantage of 401, getting a livelihood and a life, and so that, because there's one thing for the owner to say we have people, but it's when your people start showing up in a conversation like this where, whoa, this is very real. Now Summit Salon owners can go, hey, come and watch this or watch the recording of this, because a hairdresser that's being prospered by you is way, way different, when they're speaking than you talking about them. So promise me you'll do that. I'd love to.
I'm happy to.
Okay.
I'm happy to. And I think it'll be very meaningful. And we may have to pull some eye teeth because they don't like getting in front of the camera. When I was doing videos of each one of them a couple of years ago, very few of them loved it, but I think I could coerce them, a couple of them. But yeah, I could think of several perfect examples. I have to brag on a few of them. I will not call them by name, but I think I have 3 coworkers, I call them team family, that have either paid off their homes or are about to pay off their home. Cars are paid for. I have 99% staff members investing in the 401k. I think I only have 1 person and they're just waiting until they're comfortable. And by the way, I help try to coach them on that. I try to guide them to do a percentage so that when they have a great week, they're investing more. When they have a slow week, it doesn't cost them as much. So then the pain is the same, or the lack of pain is the same, instead of a dollar amount.
Right.
And then, that helps them move forward, because then that's tax deferred, which leaves more money for them to pay their bill.
Yeah. And, it's interesting because you say 3%, and to your typical person that really hasn't kind of been awakened yet, it's like, okay. And you go, no. If you first of all, you can put in 15% of your income. And if somebody did, even, 60 grand, that is, they could put away something like 9 grand a year. And what that means is when you put in, if you put in 1% of that is, let's say $900. Well, DJ, the DJ and company is going to put another 9 on that before it even gets. And they go, what? And it's like, oh no. And then when you put in the next 9, there's another 9, and that happens like 3 times. And all of a sudden they go, oh my God. So that's what you mean by 3%? Yes. And all of a sudden it's like, wow, this is a big deal.
It is a very big deal. And it's a reward system, but again, back to the harder they work, the smarter they work.
Yes.
And I'm big on the culture, work smarter, not harder. That's why we're big on associates. And I know you guys are too. And the whole, Summit program has helped us so much. I don't want my team working. I try to coach them to stay between 32 Now I'm the crazy workhorse that's behind the chair 40 hours a week, 10 hours in the office, go to the gym. I'm psychopath. That's just my personality. But in opposite of that is I coach my staff to earn a very good income between 32 and 36 hours a week. It's a happy place,
Right.
and a balance with their family and their spouses and their children. And, I don't make them do that, but I recommend it.
And now what your associate program has been in place for almost as long as you've been doing Summit. So I'm assuming that for
Actually,
all,
I've been doing associates ever since I opened. I just didn't know that's what it was called.
but I think the bigger point is your what do they call it, lineage. Like when you look at, and what do you what you told me, how many people are on your crew? It's 20 some people.
Well, we were before the COVID, whatever you want to call it. We had grown to 25 employees, and we're down to 17. And now we actually have interviews all day tomorrow with 3 people coming for interviews. So we're starting to come back.
Right.
But the people who are with me are my crew. I just had one retire after 30 years. I've got one that's been with me 22 years, 20 years, 18 years, 17 years, 15 years, 12, and below that, I've got multiple decade people. So I don't know. I don't know how I got so fortunate to get all these wonderful people in my life, but I'll do anything for them, and they know that.
Well,
and,
yeah, but I mean, there's one thing better than the truth, and that's the whole truth. And the whole truth, my friend, at least from my perspective, is you and your people continue to bring out the greatness in each other.
Yes,
So
I agree.
you're like you're obsessed with continuing to demonstrate to them that they matter to you, and
Yes.
they do the same thing. And so, guys like me go around and go, okay, how can you take that secret sauce and put it in a bottle so that other
Right.
people can, right? But part of this, I think, it's a matter of character. It's the
I
cloth that
agree.
you're cut from, and you've demonstrated that over the years. So it's been amazing. Um, I want to. I'm. We're running out of time, and I want to get you back to your world, but and then have you back for an encore for sure. But I need
Happy.
to ask you this one bigger question, and that is, people are watching now, and there's going to be a few thousand people that will see this over the next few weeks or so,
Sure.
looking at you, listening to you, identifying with you, relating to what you're saying. But there's one profound exception. You're at where they're not, and they're at where you were long ago, and they're going, okay, if I did take the leap of faith, to kind of at that proverbial holy jumping off place, I wonder if I could get to even half the place that this guy's at. What might you say to them to like kind of push them over the edge and get
Absolutely.
them getting started?
Great question. Thank you so much for asking me that, because there's nothing easy to get to this point. It's baby steps. And when I say baby steps, I mean start small and sit down. And you and I have talked about this so many times. Get out a journal. Okay, by the end of 2022, I'm going to do a 1% match. That's very affordable. 2023, we're going to do a 2% match, a 3% match. And what a lot of people don't understand is, like, you can change that if the economy changes. You can back down to 1%, have that difficult conversation with your team. We've survived 2 recessions in 30 years and now a pandemic. And I would sit my team down each time when we were faced with tough decisions. And this is my answer to your people who are like, I don't know if I can do this. Always sit your team down and be honest with them. This is where we are. This is what we're going to need to do. And take baby steps. And let me tell you what else to do. Hire what you don't understand, and that scares people to death. They're like, well, what do you mean spend more money? You hire the Michael Coles, the Christy Valenzuelas, the Ryan Morgans, the Ruth Roche, the Chris Barons, the Sam Villiers, the Linda Mackeys, the Wendy Bellingers. You get them in your salon, or you go see them. Take a business class, hire a CPA. I don't do anything without talking to my CPA, because what I don't understand, I hire. And I know that sounds scary, but if you're a small salon, it doesn't cost as much. If you're a medium salon, it costs a little more. Start small, take baby steps, and you can get to anywhere you want to get.
I love it.
And this comes from someone that was told I'd never make it. It was going to be a hard road at best. A male hairdresser 30 years ago, you know this, Michael Cole.
Yeah.
Why would you want to do that?
Right.
And I'm very happy that I stuck to my guns. And now I love building people as much as I love being behind that chair, making those clients smile.
I love
It's
it.
a beautiful, beautiful life.
I love it. I love it.
And people can reach out to me, Michael. They can absolutely reach out to me, DM me.
Yeah.
I will answer as many questions that I can possibly. I can do it on the weekends.
Okay.
I am all about helping people. And you said it one time, faith over fear, faith over fear, faith over fear. And being an entrepreneur is you have to face that fear.
Yeah.
And take a step, a leap of faith.
All right, my friend. Great ending. You kind of wrapped the bow around it for me. I am going to let you get back to your life, and I'm going to hold you to the 2 promises you made that you'll come back for an encore, and that I'll reach out to you very, very soon to see if we can get 1 or 2 of your prodigies to come on and really kind of be the New Testament, if you will.
I love it.
The book of DJ. How's that? All right.
All right. Thank you so much. I feel honored, man. I really do.
All right. Stay well, my friend. We're going to give it up to Mr. DJ Williams one more time. Stay well, DJ.
You too, man. Thank you again.
All right. Bye now. That was, that old saying that the essence of a brilliant idea, of an ingenious idea, is simplicity. And what he's doing is simply genius. Simple, not easy, because it really, it forces us to really tap our own integrity, our vision, our faith. I loved how he said, I hire people to do for me things I don't understand. And he gave some great examples of that. So definitely a vision of what's possible. So we've recorded this I'll edit it down. It's going to live on this page. It'll live on my my Instagram page under the same handle, Michael Cole Millionaire Styles. You can follow me on both those pages. I'm on TikTok now under Michael Cole Next, as well as Clubhouse. And if you go to my Michael Cole Millionaire Styles page and you go into my link tree, you're going to find calcs now that set goals for not only high income, but also savings and debt reduction. So a lot of DJs, people use that resource as well. I'm on really pushing the envelope on putting a lot of the training now on Instagram Reels in 30-second, 60-second bites. So follow me on that page. It's just it just continues to evolve. Instagram never ceases to amaze me, and we will from time to time edit down. If you check out my IGTV, you'll find micro learnings of the interview that we did today. As well. One of the best kept secrets at Summit is Summit Salon 365. We've got a lot of what I would call production value video content. I just put a new piece of content on there called Mental Emotional Wellness, a resource that all of us are grabbing onto to kind of get us through the pandemic. So that's got a very nominal annual subscription fee. Follow that, because the programming on that is just off the freaking charts. If you're new to the community, Summit community, you can actually schedule a 30-minute virtual consultation where our coaches would be more than happy to show you what's possible. So take advantage of that. And last but not least, we always like to end the program with expressing gratitude to L'Oreal PPD. We are the exclusive business partners of PPD, and we got Biolage and Pulp Riot, Kerastase, Purology, L'Oreal Professional, Redken, Matrix, Shoe, and Mazzani. So please support those brands. That to the degree you do that and partner with us, we can continue to bring you experiences like this, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, Zoominars, what have you, compliments of L'Oreal PPD. So we will be back on Thursday. I've got my trusty mobile out to see who my guest is on Thursday, and Ashlyn is a hair Jedi, and she's going to be bringing some secret sauce to the table on Thursday afternoon that I think you're going to appreciate. So I can't wait to see you there. Have a great day, and we'll see you all on Thursday. Give it up one more time.